Hello children, once again I welcome you to my online class. Today I am back with another video, and this time the topic is Fire and Ice, a beautiful poem from class 10th NCERT English textbook written by the famous poet Robert Frost. My dear children, it is also a short poem but very significant. The central idea of this poem is that both fire and ice can bring probable end to this world, but through love, equality, mutual understanding and sympathy for one and all, we can establish peace on the earth. So my dear children, to understand this poem in a better way, let's start the line by line explanation.
So children, on your screens you can see the poem Fire and Ice, class 10th Cbse, written by Robert Frost. So today in this video we are not going to discuss about the poet, because already in my previous videos I have given you a brief introduction about Robert Frost. So you can access information from my previous videos. So now immediately we'll start the line by line explanation of this poem Fire and Ice. Some say the world will end in fire and some say in ice. Now the poet is saying that some people, they believe that the world will end in fire, and some people, they believe that the world will end in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But the poet is saying that I have tasted what? I have tasted desire. So he's saying that I have tasted desire, and by tasting desire, I can say that the world will end in fire. He's saying that I hold. Hold here means I agree. He's saying that I agree with those people who say that the world will end in fire. Okay, favor means support. I agree with those people who support this statement that world will end in fire. Now my dear children, what do you mean by desire? Okay, desire means a strong feeling of wanting something. Okay, a strong feeling of wanting something. So sometimes what happens, just to achieve something, okay, people normally choose a wrong path, thus bringing what? Destruction for themselves also and for others also. So that is why the poet is saying that desire can be a very dangerous thing, and definitely world will come to an end. Okay. Now moving on to second stanza. But if it had to perish twice. But if it, what do you mean by it? It here refers to what? World. Okay. But he's saying that if the world had to perish twice. Perish means what? Perish means to come to an end. He is saying that if the world has to come to an end twice, two times, I think I know enough of hate. The poet is saying that I know about hatred. I know what is hatred. Hatred is also a very dangerous thing. So the poet is saying that to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Now he is saying that if the world had to be perished twice, then ice is also sufficient to bring destruction to this world. Now, my dear children, I would provide you a short summary of these two stanzas. See, the poet is saying that fire and ice, according to people, fire and ice will bring end to this world. In the modern sense, fire means what? Nuclear disaster. Ice means what? Change in climatic condition. But in this poem, the poet is talking in a metaphorical way. He is talking metaphorically. Metaphorically means he is literally comparing fire and ice with something else. Okay, now let's see what is that. See, according to him, according to the poet, fire stands for greed, avarice, lust, conflict, fury, intolerance. And ice stands for cruelty, rigidity, insensitivity, coldness, indifference, hatred. Okay, so these are a few things. And fire stands for greed. What do you mean by greed? A desire for more food, money, power, etc. That is called greed. In Hindi we call it lalach. Okay. Avarice. What do you mean by avarice? Avarice is also very similar to greed, but avarice means extreme greed. Extreme greed. In Hindi we say na lobh. Okay, that is called avarice. Lust. What do you mean by lust? Lust means very strong sexual desire. That is called lust. Okay, conflict. Conflict means what? War or anything like that. Fury. What do you mean by fury? Anger. Okay. Intolerance. What do you mean by intolerance? Lack of tolerance. You cannot tolerate things. Okay. You don't have that patience. That is called intolerance. Okay. Now ice. Ice stands for what? See. Ice stands for cruelty. Cruelty. What do you mean by cruelty? Means no mercy at all. Okay. No mercy at all. Killing people mercilessly, that is called cruelty. Rigidity. What do you mean by rigidity? Rigidity means stiffness, not flexible, not ready to obey somebody's orders, not ready to respect your seniors. Okay, not ready to bow down one's head. That is called rigidity. Then we have this insensitivity. What do you mean by insensitivity? Insensitivity means no feelings for others. You don't have that sensitivity in yourself. No feelings for others. Okay. Then we have coldness. What do you mean by coldness? Lack of warmth. Lack of warmth means unfriendly behavior. Okay. Unfriendly behavior. That is called coldness. Then we have indifference. What do you mean by indifference? Lack of interest towards somebody. That is called indifference. Okay, lack of interest towards somebody. That is called indifference. And last is hatred. Okay, and what do you mean by hatred? Hatred means a strong feeling of dislike. A strong feeling of dislike. That is called hatred. So all these things are sufficient to bring this beautiful world to an end. I hope, my dear children, you agree with me. If fire stands for all these things, greed, avarice, lust, conflict, fury, intolerance, if ice stands for cruelty, rigidity, insensitivity, coldness, indifference, hatred, then definitely these two things are sufficient to bring the world to an end. I hope you have understood this poem very well. Now we will discuss a few poetic devices used in this poem. First of all, rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme is ABA, ABC, BCD. Okay, go through it properly, as I have explained this rhyme scheme earlier also. I hope you'll understand it easily. So the rhyme scheme is ABA, ABC, BCD. Now let's see the figures of speech. Alliteration can be seen here. Some say. Okay, so in this poem, in the first and second line, you can see these two words coming close. Okay, they are in close context. So these are the examples of alliteration. When a sound is repeated in close context, when a sound, consonant sound, so that is called alliteration. Metaphor: fire and ice are compared with desire and hate. So the poet has indirectly talked about desire and hate. He has not directly mentioned desire and hate, but instead of that, he has mentioned fire and ice. So this is an example of metaphor. Then antithesis. What do you mean by antithesis? Antithesis means just the opposite of something. Okay. So what is the opposite of ice? Very obvious. Fire is the opposite of ice. So these were a few poetic devices used in this poem, Fire and Ice. Now we'll discuss the homework. Two questions are there on your screens, and these two questions will be your homework. There are many ideas about how the world will end. Do you think the world will end someday? Have you ever thought what would happen if the sun got so hot that it burst or grew colder and colder? And the second question is, what is the rhyme scheme of the poem? How does it help in bringing out the contrasting ideas in the poem? Rhyme scheme I have already told you, but there's another part of the question. Go through it, read the poem once again, watch this video once again, twice, thrice, as much time as possible. Definitely you will get ideas, you will definitely get the answers, and write the answers, and in the next video we'll discuss these questions and I'll provide you the answers, and then we'll move on with the other chapters. So I hope you all have understood it. Thank you.
So, my dear children, I hope you have understood this beautiful poem, Fire and Ice, very well. Well, whatever questions have been given to you as a homework, go through those questions and please find out the answers, write the answers in your copy. If you have any confusion, please feel free to ask questions. I would definitely respond to your questions. That was all from this video, my dear children. Till we meet in the next video, take care and God bless you.